show. Mike, T. Roy's here. How you doing, T?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Last second technical difficulties there.
Yeah, no worries.
Here we are.
Yeah, we'll get it all figured out.
I can hear the sultry tones, though.
Yeah. We've got a pattern of how we do this. You usually get home and take a few minutes to clean yourself up, you know, maybe get something to eat. And usually I wrap up my prep around the same time. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of works nicely. It comes together, and then we meet down here and go. But every once in a while, I've got an extra 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and I'll just flip on. You know, I'll go upstairs and throw on YouTube on the TV.
Would you dive down today?
Well, you know, a lot of times I'll see, what's Crowder up to? Mm-hmm. You know, what's Landau and Crowder doing? A lot of times I'll check in on Jimmy Dore.
Sure.
And I couldn't help but bite on one from Jimmy Dore today that he just released, and it's about the online radicalization of the youth and targeting Ben Shapiro.
Really?
And it's just hilarious. Yeah, some idiot kid. It's like an article out of the CBC, and he's talking about, I started watching YouTube videos at 13 when I got home from school, and it was all innocent. Before long, they started feeding me Ben Shapiro's feed and extremist views. Like, you fucking pussy. Oh, these people. How do you get, it's like, what is so radical about Ben Shapiro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally nothing, you know? And it's like, well, let's dive into the article a little more and see what's so radical about Ben Shapiro. And it's like, yeah, he believes that people, gender dysphoria have a mental illness, mental disorder.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Oh, which is just like a
extreme.
And as Jimmy said, that's like fastball down the middle fucking conservatism. You know what I mean? Like, that's extreme now?
Yeah.
Since when? Okay, you changed the definition.
Exactly. Therein lies the rub.
In 2013, you changed it from dysphoria because it was stigmatizing, but it doesn't change anything. It was still dysphoria. Like, you feel this way even though you're not. Mm-hmm. And so there's some misfiring wire going on somewhere. Right. And it's like, just having that view, okay, that's what we're going to do now? We're just going to declare.
I thought you meant they changed the definition of what was extreme.
Oh, well, they've done that too.
Yeah, exactly.
They've done that too.
Yeah.
But
just keep moving the goalpost.
Yeah, and it's just so bad. Like, the real rub here is, and Jimmy points this out better than I will, but he's got a following, Ben Shapiro, of 9.4 million people between YouTube and Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Therein lies the problem.
That's a lot of extreme thinking.
Exactly. And so when you're getting 100,000 viewers on CNN, you know, media experts warn. Yeah, media experts are warning us because they're terrified because their jobs don't pay as well. They don't reach people like they used to.
Yeah. When you get to a certain point, a la Joe Rogan,
right?
They come for you.
Yes, and we've seen him try every angle, and it just doesn't seem to work.
Doesn't seem to stick.
Yeah, and they've gone after, you know.
It used to, and that's a very good sign. They used to just be able.
I hope you're right. You've said that for a while.
They used to be able to just fire an arrow, and that's all it took, and it could take you down, take down the biggest and baddest. But once you start realizing that those arrows bounce off if you let them.
Yeah. Well, it's what I've said for decades, really. You know, just ignore it. Like, you know, if Coca-Cola, you know, doesn't release a statement like condemning whatever, it's like I don't need my fizzy sugar water people to tell me, you know, what's right and wrong in the world. Like, just make poison like you do.
Guess what? Those people, even if they make a big stink about it, they're still going to go back to drinking Coke.
Yeah.
They're not. They might
guilty.
Yeah, they might protest for a minute. They might, no matter which side it is, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to buy Coke. Well,
I'll never buy LL Bean again.
Yeah, and then
I'll never watch Wheel of Fortune again.
Then you drink a Pepsi, and you're like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's a reason I drank Coke my whole life.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so funny, and I don't know what effect this has on the greater humanity going forward. Where it's like, okay, we all kind of see what's going on and can feel it, but you know, if you're like, I totally understand when you're like, oh yeah, you know, I'm making an argument that this group is an extremist group. Here's why. Here's my data. Here's what I found. Here's my secret recordings of their fucking, you know, treehouse meetings. Yep. And the Proud Boys are X, and you label whatever group, you know. But when you're doing that with like Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle and Ben Shapiro and trying to get that narrative to stick, it's like, how desperate are you? You can't legitimately believe any of this stuff. But, you know, if you just believe it, you don't want to watch anything.
Yeah.
But it's dangerous because there are people that are a hell of a lot more offensive on airwaves than Ben Shapiro. I would argue this show is quite a bit more offensive. Now we don't have an audience of 9.4 million, so sadly we should.
We're on
but
our
that
way.
that helps us out, in some respects.
Yeah,
But
we're under the radar.
And I don't know if it's doing my mental health any good to sit there and watch it and just get myself into a fucking stew before
It's
the
not.
show.
No, it's definitely not.
Jimmy makes me laugh. And
Yeah.
he's smart.
Yeah, and
So
I really like the way Jimmy comes across. I mean, he's just a straight shooter on whichever side. Like I said, he's supposedly liberal, but like I said, they're kicking libs out left and right.
Yeah.
Realizing that, oh, hold on, I don't even recognize my side anymore.
Yeah.
Like-
and Maher's falling into that category. Bill Maher, Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
A lot of classic liberals.
Yeah.
Who
I mean, they're not conservatives by any stretch now.
No.
But they don't identify as the liberal left.
I wonder what it takes to push them over the edge. Like, I can't understand. Like, Bill Maher spends so much time on his show blasting the like super woke, but it's like, but then in the same breath he'd say, but I would never vote for conservative. I'm like,
well, you start to wonder. You wonder once that when that ballot comes out, what they really say and do.
True.
You gotta
when
say
you,
that
when
so
you
you
go
don't
into that
get-
dark room and
When nobody's actually going to know what you put on that ballot.
right.
But you can't actually say that, or he will be canceled.
Yeah. Well, I have had a couple people say to me, I'm taking this to my grave. To my grave.
Yeah.
But next election, I am voting this way, not the way you would think. Like, I've had a couple people say that, and if you fucking tell anyone and my family gets wind of it, I will deny that shit to the end. I'm like, I understand, which sucks too.
Yeah, it's a shame
That you have to.
that you got to hide it like that, like you're
Yeah.
doing something wrong.
Right.
Like I'm voting for racism. Like I'm voting for, you know what I mean?
Nazism.
It's, come on, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
No.
I'm voting for extremism this round.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
And
a-
sadly, that most of the time with elections, you end up voting more against something else than you are for anything.
Yeah.
That's the reality of where we've come to.
Yeah. I wonder if we could ever get out of it. I'm starting to think we can't. Honestly, I really because
I don't know how.
because
I don't
of
see it.
because of the dialogue shift that that used to just be so American in public institutions, in all of our discourse, whether it be political or the education system.
Yeah.
There was some level of conversation that you were able to have and go, you know what, I don't agree, politically with this person, but I'm willing to hear him out. And then you find some weird common ground you do have. You shake hands after a vigorous debate and you go about your day.
Yeah.
You don't hate each other. You just have some common differences in belief and philosophy.
We always have.
Right.
Since the beginning of time.
Which is the point. Since the beginning of time, that's been the way it is. And now that's why I worry, like, I don't know that there's any coming back from this because it takes a lot of work. It really does take a significant amount of work for me to try to understand some things that seem absolutely stone cold batshit crazy to me and not just go, I'm chalking it up that these people are all insane. But it's hard to do that. It's hard to get out of your little bubble.
A big part of that,
whatever.
too, is understand that is just your opinion.
Right.
That's your belief. You know,
Right.
you don't get to impose that on anybody else, nor do they get to impose that on you.
Oh, I would say some people are trying to do
They
that.
try, I know. but
wholeheartedly.
That's the only way we get out of this is if like a meteor hits and knocks out all internet forever. That's it. We go back to the horse and buggy days and start over. Just Control Alt Delete, reboot this whole fucking planet.
Yeah, that'll happen in time. I imagine it's probably happened before. As you look through ancient ruins and stuff, and you see signs of old, civilization. Whether it's a city buried underwater.
Yeah.
Deep in the Amazon, there's stuff. Where it's like this was a fucking town at one point. Where it's not anymore, and God only knows how long ago that was, and what happened to those individuals. I don't know. It's a weird spot we're in. I can say that for sure, but I just don't see us coming out of it. I really don't. I don't think people are open to other people's ideas anymore. I don't think people care anymore.
It's become too superficial too. Nobody gives a shit about.
What I was
real-
going to ask you? I lost my train of thought there.
Right.
Hold on. If you could snap your fingers, Troy, and go back to wherever period of time, whether it's pre-internet or horse and buggy, knowing what we know, obviously it would eliminate shows like this.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know who Joe Rogan was,
Right.
outside of being an MMA fan or a stand-up or something. But we wouldn't have the connection we have, which is great in a lot of ways, and being able to order shit on your phone. But it feels like it's not been great for humanity.
No, it has not.
You know what I mean?
Definitely has not. No.
And for the greater good, if you could snap your fingers and go, no, we're going back to 84. We're going back to 79.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like late 70s. Originally I'd kind of go back to the Woodstocky time.
Yeah.
That was a rough time with the war and all that. There's always
Yeah.
going to be wars, essentially. That didn't have anything to do with technology. But I think
Right.
that's what's the real, suction of this country going down the drain.
Yeah.
Is the technology where we're at now.
Well, I
It's
don't
dumbing
think
down the country.
what you wouldn't have found in 69, right? Neither of us were born then.
Yeah. Like early 90s was bliss.
It was amazing.
Bliss.
It was. We had the startings of technology really taking an advancement where you could take music with you on the go wherever you went without having some giant fucking stereo on your shoulder.
That was cool too, though.
It had its moment.
Yeah.
But what I don't think you would have seen at Woodstock 69 is two guys get into a fight and then 100,000 people film it and cheer it on until someone's dead.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Like that just didn't exist in society. This absolute disregard for your fellow human being didn't exist.
Yep.
And whether it's a axe wielding maniac at a McDonald's and everybody's just filming it, they're not scared. Like that bothers me almost as much as anything.
Yeah.
Like this total lack of respect for your fellow human beings. Whether you agree with them politically or not, especially if you see someone on the hardcore, Rush Limbaugh dies. You know what I mean? And it's like, just a straight conservative. Had his moments, probably offensive as fuck at some point when he was younger. Most people in talk radio were. That's just kind of
how you made your name.
Yeah. And that goes across the board for all of us. You know what I mean? Like trying to push the envelope, trying to, that's just what you did. But seeing like he dies and it's like Satan himself died and we're going to piss all over that grave. That to me is just disturbing. I don't feel like I do that if some hardcore lefty dies. I don't feel the need to.
I mean, how the Queen took a beating.
Yeah, Burn in Hell Queen. Someone
a lot
spray painted on something today.
I mean, there's been a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying she was a saint. I don't know, but it's just.
Well, she lived 100 years. I'm
disregard.
sure there's.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she's got some skeletons in that closet.
Maybe, who knows? But how do you run hundreds of millions of people and kind of not?
I get it.
I don't know. Everyone seems to be an expert on who's right and who's wrong through society.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing we were watching with Bill Maher the other day, where he's like trying to look through the lens of history and judge everybody.
Yeah.
And like how that will never work.
Yeah.
And we say it often here that, there's shit we're doing today that will be looked at as
Absolutely right.
horrific. And, I did a couple of those Drew and Mike things where I was listening to an old best of bit and then pausing it and commenting on what was going on in the room.
Nice
at the
plug.
time. Yeah, right. And I just dumped a couple of them into the members area, which you can get at radiofor1.com, Patreon. Find the Patreon there, sign up, become a member. And but there are things from that Drew and Mike show where I was like, oof.
Oh yeah.
Oof. And I only did 2 bits. I was like, ooh, the looseness with fucking
exactly.
just hauling off and calling someone a homo and stuff. You're like, boy, that's not gonna weather well.
It's funny though. It was a different time.
I know.
And it's crazy that they want to hold people accountable now for things they did. I mean, if you did something that was outside of the norm, if you committed some sort of atrocity back then and it comes to light now, then okay. But if you did what was socially acceptable on most levels,
and in
was
every
considered
movie,
common, right?
It was just comedy of the day.
Exactly. Everybody, how can you be singled out and isolated for it now when that's just the ridiculousness of where we're at.
Right.
This cancel culture.
Not
bullshit.
to mention, it doesn't hold when you look at the other side where it's like, we're going to go after Rogan for, in context, dropping the N-bomb. When he's quoting stuff, that used to just kind of be standard when you were quoting news articles that, believe it or not, it's so, I don't even do it anymore. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it. It's not worth, if
you want to play the race card with something like that, you better at least have one black person that's going to come to your defense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There wasn't one. Every single one that knows Rogan on any level was like,
Fuck outta here.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Not even close.
Yeah. And there were a lot of them that came out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's one thing if you want to try and call somebody racist.
Right.
But it better be in context, and you better have some fucking backup.
But then at the same time, you see the non-attack on Howard Stern, and we've played some of his stuff, and you could go through mountains of material.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, he's on the right side right now, as far as like where the woke world is.
Yep.
He's not the same dude anymore. He's a pathetic caricature of himself at this point.
Such a pussy.
Pussy.
Unbelievable.
But you know, but you. Oh no, do I have it? Yeah.
I mean, this guy is such a total pussy. It's stunning.
Guy was talking about Obama
I know.
in that moment.
That's okay. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, but when you see him go after Rogan with such vitriol to take him down, but then they ignore the Stern one, or they ignore all the blackface. You know, how Justin Trudeau still has a position in a fucking government anywhere. That guy's been photographed 100 times.
Because he's out in front of it now. I mean, exactly.
Yeah.
People kind.
People kind.
Jesus. The stupidest things I've ever heard.
People
in my
whole
life.
cover.
Oh, my God.
Fire person. Police person. Oh, God. Yeah, it's crazy. It's one of those things, Troy, where every day I come down and I'm like, I'm running out of shit to say. Like, it's so bass-ackwards.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just do a show on athletics and just talk about,
I like it.
you know,
I'm all for it, yeah.
because
it makes my brain hurt, dude. I'm telling you.
yeah. It
It
made
does.
Jay's brain hurt.
Yeah. It's
You
just
know?
the same. It is. It's just more the same. It's not. Nothing seems to be changing,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, you seem to think things are changing a little bit.
Well, I mean, everything does. Everything evolves, evolve or die. Everything's cyclical.
Yeah.
You know, it depends. And it's not, sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. But everything changes. It's ever changing.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I mean, it's just the waves. It's the ups and downs, the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you know, politically, socially, environmentally, whatever you're on, it all follows the same cycles.
Yeah.
It just always has and always will, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We need to break that cycle, I think. But, I mean,
just
that's
don't see it.
well, I mean, it's sort of
I'm at a loss, dude. I'll be honest.
it's like the checks and balances theory that there should be some sort of protocols kind of in place to never let anything get too out of whack one way or the other, to try and keep it down the road. Bumper pool theory, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
bumper bowling theory, you know, the go-karts that have the rails on the side, you know,
Yeah.
you just hit the gas and not even steer and you'll still end up there. 'Cause
Yeah.
you bang off the fucking rails all day long.
Yeah.
Or you can drive the car and, you know, do well, but it seems like they're starting to try and take those away. Whichever side benefits from that starts pulling away some of those safeguards. And then when it goes to the other side, okay, well, fuck you. We're going to take some of these safeguards out. And they're just letting those parameters get wider and wider and wider. And letting the extremes go farther and farther each way.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you thinking, I'm trying to contextualize like what type of story you're thinking with that?
But just,
Where
I mean,
it's like, you talking about like no bail. Let's do
I mean,
no bail stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, hold on.
just about any story you could apply to this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I said, right now it's politically, essentially, is where we're at.
Yeah.
On the great divide between left and right.
Well, what we saw was, you know, for the first time in our lives, anyways, where it was like, no, this guy is so evil. Whether you're talking about Trump or whatever, when he loses an election to President Soup, and it's like reverse everything that guy did, like he didn't exist.
Yep.
And to be fair, President Trump wasn't that far off from doing the same goddamn thing to Obama.
Sure.
Right? Anything he could undo, he basically was, whether it's good for the nation or not.
The common courtesy is long gone.
Right.
You know, the mutual
Or the greater
respect.
good. The greater good. There's no reason to take remain in Mexico policy. That was a great policy that Mexico was playing ball with, or whether you're talking about trade issues with China. Those were some good things that had to be ripped up because it wasn't our side that did it, and that side's evil.
Yeah, they had to portray it as evil.
Right.
And then you get in the point where now the rubber meets the road.
Right.
And okay, so we said this was evil all along, even if we secretly agree with it.
Yeah.
We have to get rid of it and endure the consequences.
Yeah.
Just is.
It's funny too, you know, I always come back to Twitter and Facebook, like this social media model
Yeah.
that is taking life is a one-on-one conversation between people you actually know.
Yeah.
If I wanted to talk to Troy Courtney, I would call his house or page him, right? And get you, and we would individually talk, and maybe I'd blow up about my Niners, or you'd fucking go off about your bitchy girlfriend, whatever. It was just us.
Yep.
It wasn't for the whole world to consume. It was nobody else's business. And now you get 300 million people that don't know you, that don't know me, that are able to weigh in on
But that goes both ways. That's only if we put our conversation out there for people to weigh in on.
Yeah, but that's the town square now. I understand that.
Yeah, I
You
mean
know?
there's you have responsibilities there too. I mean everybody, not you specifically,
Right.
have responsibilities for that too. If you want to put that out there, you know that it's out there for everybody, and you're opening yourself up to it.
Yeah.
Now, it's not saying it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
That's just the way of the world. It's not like you don't know that it's coming.
Yeah.
You know, go back to everybody just watching things happen and taking out their video. That's sort of where I'm talking about, where like the safeguards are going away.
Yeah, that's a
right?
great point.
It used to be people would step in and stop things
right,
before
enough,
they
guys.
got too far.
Yeah.
People wouldn't let things happen. If somebody snatched somebody's purse and started running down the street, people would chase him down.
Yeah.
He wouldn't get very far. They'd be
wouldn't be
yelling down
cheering
the
it on.
street ahead of him. Hey, get that motherfucker.
He stole their
Stop
purse.
him. Get, that was the vigilante justice. That was the community looking out for each other, and that is gone. And as those things erode, it's
What are you
just
left with?
It's just a microcosm of where we're at as a society.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, so you can apply almost any story to it. Really, however you want to look at it, you can see where all of that is devolving.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw a take yesterday, a couple days ago, whatever it was. Tim Allen, known conservative, right?
Fair.
Who's had hits with Home Improvement, Santa Claus, Last Man Standing, I think was his. I never watched it. But
Yeah, it's a good show.
this guy's had a unbelievable career, like undeniable, smash hit after smash hit. He was as big a star as you could get in the 90s. But he's a known conservative. So he tweeted out after Shitbag's horrible performance on 60 Minutes, where he declared the pandemic over and he could go to war with China maybe over Taiwan, like naming all the shit. They had to walk back immediately. They actually said he was confused because when he was asked that question, he was walking through the Detroit Auto Show and all the shiny cars, and it's like, this is your fucking argument for him?
Yeah, that's not helping.
That he's stable-minded and blah, 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 and, okay. Well, Tim Allen tweeted out, hey, the dumbest dad joke in the history of dad jokes. The dumbest. And it was something like, hey, I heard I see Joe Biden's on 60 Minutes, and the first thing he asked was, how long is this show?
Oh, that's a great joke, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, it's dumb, but I mean,
it's an old joke.
It's benign, right? I mean,
Right. Harmless.
Yes.
The amount of people that shit all over him and like, you fucking washed up piece of shit, you never were funny, you fucking coke dealer, just massive. And it's like, every one of you people writing has done in your life 1/1 billionth of what Tim Allen has accomplished. You just don't agree with his politics, so it's like,
He's a piece of shit.
destroy this man. He's the biggest piece of. He will never work in Hollywood again.
I guarantee that every one of those fucking people were fans of Home Improvement.
Oh, absolutely.
Every single one.
Every one of
Before politics was a thing. I mean, not a thing, but it was an identity. Before it was your calling card.
Guarantee they were all a fan of
Right.
the
It was
Santa
just
Claus.
funny. It was just comedy. It was just entertainment.
Yep.
That's all it was. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
It's terrifying
Yeah.
of where we're at, and that people think that it's okay is the scariest part.
Yeah.
To think that they're just right and this is okay and this is the way it's supposed to be is the real problem.
Yeah.
That they don't see an issue with it.
I just see such a huge issue with it. And I wonder, if we were to just turn it off and just go, I'm not paying attention to any of this shit anymore. I'm going to watch what sports I like and watch what, stand-ups I like, and I'm not going to engage. Maybe that's the way to get the healthiest mind.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That'd be nice.
I have so much fun doing this.
I know.
Which doesn't allow you to really do that.
Right.
But
That's been tough for me because that's where I was.
Yeah.
I didn't get involved in it. I didn't give
Yeah.
a shit about it. I kept my finger on the pulse. I knew what was going on, but
Yeah.
I didn't bother.
Yeah.
Because you can be as involved as you choose to be. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing good comes of it.
Yeah.
It's just, you just stew. You just get worked up over stuff. Mm-hmm. And when it's all said and done, it doesn't really matter.
No.
It really doesn't. One way or the other. And my philosophy was sort of that bumper bowling theory. Eventually, it's just going to end up where it's going to end up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I'm understanding that I don't know that that's the case anymore. Mm-hmm. That if you let yourself be asleep at the wheel, before you know, you might not.
Yeah, there's no more guardrails. To your point,
the guardrails are gone,
and you're just going off the cliff.
Yes,
and
ignorance is not always bliss.
The ramping up of the rhetoric is what's so dangerous. I mean, not to make it about politics. I know people get pissy about it.
That's the example.
It's the example, but that when Biden said the other day, when he was giving his speech about, MAGA Republic, I don't even know what that means. That means you bought the hat? Is that what that means? It means you're conservative?
It just means, because first of all, they don't differentiate between Republicans and MAGA Republicans.
Some people say they are, but I don't know what that is, because I know people that wear MAGA hats, and they're fucking wonderful people. So, you know what I mean?
No. It's not. No one on the right calls himself a MAGA Republican. So it's a derogatory term from the left.
Right.
Is what it is. And it's to lump basically all Republicans.
Extreme MAGA.
And to make them, to just lump them into associating with Trump, to besmirch their credibility. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. And so that somehow MAGA, make America great again.
Right. Which I believe was Reagan's slogan.
Is a negative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the scariest part about it. That's why it's MAGA. It's not make America great again, Republicans.
Right.
They can't say that.
Yeah. No, it's a derogatory term. You're absolutely right. They turned it into,
Think about that's a derogatory term, because they had to associate it with Trump, and then that's racist, and that's all misogynistic, and that's everything else you want to say about it, and xenophobic, and all the bullshit that it just automatically is, and anybody on that side. So it's not just, it was Trump, and then it was, MAGA Republicans, and now it's
Ultra
just...
MAGA, was it?
Ultra MAGA, or extreme. Whatever, MAGA.
Dude, I would absolutely, if I was in Canada, MCGA, right?
Yeah.
Make Canada great again. To me, it's not like, oh, we're better than you. It's like, I want to make this country that I'm from the best it can be, the best version of itself.
Yep.
Like, that's, to me, what a statement like that means.
I totally agree.
It doesn't as a derogatory term, but I would think make Ireland great again would be what Ireland would be in favor of.
Fucking ironic, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Yeah, it's like, if you're looking out for your people that elected
should be unifying, and yet it's become divisive.
As shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what ends up happening, though, is when these words and statements and phrases, get thrown around it like normal. When you normalize calling someone a Nazi or a MAGA or a whatever,
and without any recourse whatsoever,
it has real consequences.
Oh, unless you're actually unless you're a Republican calling the Democrats Nazis, then you're canceled.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Tina, whatever.
How dare you invoke the word Nazi? You
amazing.
shouldn't even be able to use that
word.
the
hypocrisy is fucking stunning.
It's blinding.
It's unbelievable.
It's blinding. But where this leads is to stuff like the shooting of Scalise. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The house whip getting shot in the hip. You know what I mean? Like, that dude got so ginned up at Rachel Maddow and Bernie Sanders that he just blew his shit and went to the...
I gotta go shoot him.
And he did.
Yeah.
And so we've got a guy now, 41-year-old man, allegedly admitted to murdering a Republican teenager over politics at the start of the week, said in court that he did not want to lose things in life due to bond because of the charges. So he's worried about his job. Never mind that he ran over a fucking teenage kid.
Awesome.
And murdered him. Shannon Brandt was charged with vehicular homicide and leaving the scene of a crash involving a death after he allegedly hit and killed Kayla Ellingson from North Dakota. He objected to the $50,000 bond, which he did end up paying and getting out. I'm assuming that's 10%, paid back $5,000.
Yeah, I don't know where that works, right?
He said he did not agree with that bond being set because he was not a flight risk. I have a job, a life, a house, and things that I don't exactly want to see go by the wayside. Family are very important to me.
Obviously.
Yeah. Well,
Not.
I hope it was worth
this
it.
guy's family.
Yeah, I hope it was worth it at 2:30 in the morning, shit-faced, to decide that this person, this teenager, is an extremist,
Yeah.
and you need to take him out at 2:30 in the morning, wasted. So you shouldn't be worried about your job right now, pal, or this family you love so much.
Yeah.
You should have thought of that before 2:30 in the morning when this went down. Brandt told police the death stemmed from an argument over politics. Smart.
Never ends well.
Smart. That's good. Good thinking. I wonder if he regrets that argument
I don't know.
over politics.
Ooh, do religion next.
Yeah. Ooh, where do you stand on abortion while we're on the topic? He was the one who called 911 to report the crash. He called 911 around 2:30 a.m. on Sunday. So that would be Saturday night, close of the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday morning. Okay. And told the dispatcher he had run down Ellingson. Brandt, who police say was shit-faced, claimed Ellingson was part of a Republican extremist group.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? You know what I bet it is? I bet he subscribes to Ben Shapiro's YouTube channel.
Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet he's not a Proud Boy or
Yeah.
something along those lines that,
Yeah.
could be, actually an extremist group type deal. But no, he's probably in the Young Republicans Club at school.
Right, exactly. He was urging others to attack Brandt after a political argument. So he's part of an extremist group, this kid Ellingson, and was urging others to attack Brandt after a political argument. So he's a teenager. I can't imagine he's in the bar.
No, you can still be wasted at a party. Whatever.
Yeah, true. Brandt admitted to striking the pedestrian with his car because he had a political argument with the pedestrian and believed the pedestrian was calling people to come get him. You're in your car, dude. Drive away.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Prosecutors allege Ellingson called his mom moments before he was killed to see Brandt, whom she knows.
I'm sure they're
Story
friends
gets
or
weirder.
something. Well, I mean, they're at a party together.
But he doesn't know the guy.
Oh, he doesn't know him, but the mom does.
But his mom does.
All right.
Because he's a teenager. This dude's 41 years old.
Oh, I got you. Oh,
So it's weird, but
we all know that mom.
yeah. Yeah, Mrs. Ellingson. Everyone knows Mrs. Ellingson's mom, including Mr. Brandt. So who she knows was chasing after an event described as a street dance. So I don't know what that is. There was some sort of street dance going on.
Block party type of thing, something along those
Okay.
lines, maybe. And then they got into it, and
By the time she arrived, her son is dead in an alleyway. The attack comes just a couple weeks after President Dementia declared MAGA Republicans or people who support President Trump represented an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
I mean, those are strong words.
Yeah.
that's a dangerous rhetoric.
Yes.
it really is.
Now, what extremist group? I don't know. So historically, when you said that about someone, you'd be talking about a Klansman, right? And I've always said the same thing about Klansmen. Fuck them. Ignore them.
Yep.
They're pieces of shit in the world. Pieces of shit exist. They've always existed. Once they break a law, by all means,
Yeah.
swift justice.
They get to the lynching and the cross burnings and stuff.
which hasn't
that's
happened in 100 years.
I know.
Or whatever. How many years? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But
Plenty.
So
Allegedly.
yeah. But, you knew what you were talking about. You knew what you were dealing with. And it was like, okay, they want to hang out in some redneck fucking barn and burn crosses and talk shit. Like, I don't care. Just like I don't care what some fucking lib group wants to do with their college and, gin each other up about shit. Like, okay, to each their own.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't affect other people.
Yeah,
then
exactly. Or you're not
that's
breaking
where-
the law.
That's where it changes.
Yeah, when you break the law, that's where it changes. So when you just declare, oh, he was part of an extreme Republican, like, that doesn't even mean anything to me anymore because that used to. It used to mean something. Now I go, I don't know what that means. You could just be talking about a Ben Shapiro fan.
Exactly. You could just have a red hat
Yeah,
and be considered an extremist.
right. No, that would be.
Yeah.
I think they've targeted that at some people. Like,
No.
I was watching, of course, Libs of TikTok this morning, and there was some lib idiot sitting there eating ramen noodles talking about anybody who supports Trump shouldn't be allowed in restaurants or stores. If you're wearing this red hat, they should be kicked out immediately from polite society. I'm like, do you even hear yourself? Do you even hear yourself?
No.
It's no. You're right. The answer's no. Yeah. So this guy used his truck to just mow this kid down, and he's worried about his bail settings. But I can't help but think that all the rhetoric from all the talking heads and assholes on TV whether it's clickbait stories or the news they're watching, are getting this, like, to some people, he's going to be a hero.
Oh, absolutely.
That should be shameful.
Absolutely right.
On every level, but it won't be viewed that
It's
way.
not. I mean, it's not by accident.
Yeah.
That narrative's being pushed.
No, it's not.
It's not. I mean, it's very, very intentional.
God, I hope Trump doesn't run. I just don't think the country could take it. I really don't.
No.
You know?
Yep.
To me, it's like, okay, uncle. You know,
I agree.
I have some left-leaning views and some right-leaning views, but we need to get a politician in there to just make this better.
Yeah.
Try to anyways.
And all that's going to do is hurt DeSantis if Trump runs.
He's kicking Trump's ass now in Florida.
I'm sure.
He's leading him in Florida.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, because there are the diehards, and it just the fact of the primaries, just in the debates and shit. No, nobody wants to do it. It's just not in anybody's best interest.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I was talking to Richard, the guy we've got. He's working on the bathroom down here, and he's from that Florida area, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just done. I can't." After what they did to Trump and to see how the country got, he wasn't taking a side. He was just like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Hands out. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, there's so many, he's a young dude. So many people.
Yeah. Well, and that's
like that.
And
you
that's
know?
the scary part, though. That's where I talk about when okay, that's fine. You just you hope everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But you close your eyes for too long, take your hand off the wheel too long, and you're driving off a cliff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but I think for people like us, newly minted that come on a microphone every day and discuss this type of stuff, it's not so easy. Like we kind of have to be in the talking world game. That's what this show does. So I imagine there's probably way more people like Richard that are just like, they don't do this, so they don't have to put up with it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, you're absolutely right.
And just take a knee on it. But that's a great way to put it, T. That without those guardrails that have historically been there in all institutions, there's some level. It does feel like those have eroded, and they've, if not been fallen off completely.
Those are the checks and balances that kept us afloat forever.
Forever. Yeah.
Let's hope they stay. Nah.
Hold your ground. Hold your ground. We need you.
Hold. Hey, TDC's original sponsor, Zott Ford and Holly, is now taking custom orders for new 2023 models. And when you order, you're still going to lock in a $1,000 rebate and 2.9% financing. Plus, Zott Ford's military trifecta is back. So if you're active or retired military, a veteran, first responder, or medical professional, and you buy, lease, or custom order a new ride, you're going to save an additional grand over and above all incentives. Also, if you're sick of your current lease, let Gabara waive up to 2 payments and get you out of your lease early. Finally, they've got a fair amount of cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock ready to go home with you today, so do not delay. Check them out at dealsonthed.com and tell them TDC sent you.
Yes. While you're surfing, might want to stop by radiofor1.com. It's live. You can listen there, buy merch. There's T-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, of course. You just use the Amazon link, which is there. Amazon Canada, Groupon, MyPillow. Just use promo code TDC if you go to MyPillow. I love the slides. They fucked up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had placed an original order for those slides, and then I ordered another pair for you, and they resent my first order. So I got to give Dawn the what for.
Yeah.
And kind of get all over about that so we can get yours here. I was excited for you.
You want me to prop this stuff up? I got to know.
You got to know. Yeah, and that's what they want. They want us using the products.
Trying to get me to squeeze into an 11, Dawn?
Shit.
Nobody wants that.
Link to our Patreon page is there too. Exclusive content for members there, and there's lots of fun stuff. We'll keep adding more stuff. If you're looking for the My Coffee, by the way, you can use promo code TDC. Just go to mystore.com, and that's kind of the secondary thing where Mike is propping up young entrepreneurs around the country with stuff. So I haven't talked to him. He's so busy right now. He's not even doing interviews. We'll get him on at some point. But
he's getting a little fallout from the phone situation.
The FBI seizing his phone.
Some of those vendors backing away out of my store and things.
Oh,
like
really?
That. Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, there's my mom had sent me a link to the story. I kind of briefed over it real quick, but
so Yeah, because the My Store is different than the My Pillow thing.
Right.
The My Store is
it's some independent event, other people's stuff. It's not just his products, things that he endorses or
Right.
or puts his name on other people's things. However
Right.
that works.
yeah,
Yeah,
and if
my
he's finding
pillow's his, and the sheets and all that stuff. Is
Yeah.
his. But my coffee is not his.
Right.
That's somebody else's coffee, and then he promotes
Yeah.
and brands it.
and the slippers, I don't know if those are his. I if I didn't like them, I probably just wouldn't talk about them. I wouldn't necessarily just shit all over it.
Yep.
But I actually like them a lot. They're very, very comfortable. So that's why I keep telling people like, hey, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with them
Overall,
at all.
I've been very satisfied with almost all of the products.
Exactly. Exactly.
Haven't had the good opportunity to use the bleed stop yet.
Yes.
But I'm still
Dude,
looking forward to that gash that we can put some fucking bleed stop on.
Hold on though. That bleed stop we have, it's not like a small little thing. It's like for a fucking gunshot wound.
Yeah, well,
you're gonna have to be shot with something before you can
see.
use that bleed stop. It's huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you have to use all of it necessarily, but we'll see
No,
how it goes.
It looks like a packet where you would.
Maybe just take it and just shove it in there, pack it in
Yeah.
the hole, and stop the bleeding.
I've gotten a little paper
Make
cutter.
that bleed stop.
I nicked myself, shaving one day or something. I was like, ooh, that bleed stop. I'm like, this wound over my face. That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So
One day I'll fuck myself up so bad.
Yeah.
We'll get to try it. I promise.
Yeah, it's gonna.
inevitable.
It's going to probably take a bullet wound, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Hey, the FDA is warning against cooking chicken in. Did you see this story?
I did.
Yeah. Cough syrup.
NyQuil.
Did you know that was a thing?
I don't know that it ever has been, or is this another one of those like Tide Pod fucking things?
Yes,
that's just
100%.
Some asshole started doing it, and people. Is it supposed to be like nighttime for the kids? Is that the point of this thing, or is it to get drunk on chicken? What's the whole point of it?
I don't know. They're warning. The FDA is warning against cooking raw chicken in cough syrup. I did not know this was a thing until yesterday when I printed this story up.
Yeah.
The warning was prompted by a new social media trend in which people record themselves cooking chicken in NyQuil for online clout. Boy, if you're so desperate for clout online,
well, sadly, a lot of people are.
and this one's not good enough.
Nope, God no.
Flip the water bottle
Right.
challenge,
Should have at least nailed it.
right? I don't think I've ever done it.
Never. I don't think I've never even tried.
Go on.
Really. Oh boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we'll let that go.
Yeah,
We'll practice.
We'll fix that in post.
We'll circle back, Saki.
Sure. The FDA calls the challenge silly and unappetizing and very unsafe, which
I
makes
don't
me
even
want
like
to try it.
drinking it. Why the hell would I want to douse my chicken in it?
Yeah.
That's what I said. Is it? I when I heard it originally, I figured it was for like the kids, right? That's the one
Like
little
nanny
thing.
trying to knock the kid
Knock
out.
the kids out. Yeah, when mommy and daddy want to have a little time, let's all right, kids,
Yeah.
it's time to go.
I think that's very dangerous.
Want to make the? I understand that, but I'm just saying. That was my thought process on it.
Well, they're saying it can produce toxic fumes. So when you're heating up,
What it's. I don't understand people. I hate people.
I know. Well, dude, I'm going to go through a list here of other challenges. And
good.
you're just going to see the depth of
Oh,
humanity's.
the morons.
Yes.
Cinnamon. Is that on there?
Oh,
yet? Cinnamon
yeah.
challenge.
No,
that
it's
one's
not,
even on
but that
there?
was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, where you eat a teaspoon or a tablespoonful of cinnamon.
Yeah.
And it would you choke.
Fucking. You can't process that.
Boiling a medication can make it much more concentrated and change its properties in other ways. Even if you don't eat the chicken, inhaling the medication's vapors while cooking could cause high levels of the drugs to enter your body. Could also hurt your lungs. The FDA has previously issued warnings.
It'd be one thing if it like tasted good,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, dude, that sounds great. Like NyQuil chicken. Like, I got a hankering for some NyQuil.
Yeah.
It's awful on every fucking level.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
What are you gonna have, a Pepto-Bismol milkshake now? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
NyQuil. I'm trying to think. It's like a mint flavor.
They have a couple. Yeah, the original is like the green.
Cherry.
I think. That's
There's
and
like a
then
green.
Yeah, the original one's the green. It's just that's ass.
Yeah.
And then they do the cherry or whatever, and that's taint.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Right. So, the FDA has previously issued warnings about ingesting cold medicine in social media challenges. 2020 TikTok challenge encouraged people to take diphenhydramine, which can alleviate allergy and cold symptoms to induce hallucinations. If someone takes too much diphenhydramine and is hallucinating, can't be awakened, has a seizure, has trouble breathing, or has collapsed, immediately get medical attention or contact poison control. So there's other dangerous ones.
So it is to get higher, to get the
NyQuil one?
affected by it. Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense. But I don't know that, I don't know. Part of me wants to try it now just to see what the hell it would taste like.
Have at it.
Yeah.
I don't want any fucking part of that.
Yeah, I probably don't either.
I don't even want to do a shot of NyQuil.
The one that I did like was the fire challenge. Remember the fire challenge where people would douse themselves in rubbing alcohol? They'd like have the shower on. They'd be in the bathroom, their buddy'd be filming, and then they would douse themselves in rubbing alcohol, light themselves on fire, and then jump into the shower to put the flames out.
Okay.
But there's something that happens to the human mind when you go up a blaze.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work.
You just run out of the bathroom. You don't stop, drop, and roll. You don't get into the shower, even though it's right there. The water's running, and that's all you have to do is step into it.
Yeah.
Tons of people just went, "Wah," and just freaked out and ran the wrong way.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And so that one, when it was like, couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people.
Hey,
you know what I
if
mean?
you're dumb enough to do it, we need to thin the herd.
Yeah. It's a good way to do it.
It's, like you want more of the kiddie surgeries.
Yeah.
I want more of this stupid shit. If you're stupid enough to do any of these,
Yeah.
fucking good on you.
Dude,
do more.
I will say the Tide Pods absolutely look like they'd be delicious in their defense.
Awesome.
I mean, they do. You can admit that, right?
More.
When you look
More.
more.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's like,
Start advertising
I know
fucking
it's not-
bubblegum flavored Tide.
yeah, I know it's
Perfect.
not going to be good. I know it's going to be bad, but god damn if it doesn't look like it would be good.
Okay.
So there's been, teens suffered a bunch of them second-degree burns, the fire challenge with rubbing alcohol. Another boy was injured with cold burns after rubbing himself with salt and applying ice cubes to himself, the salt and ice challenge. Do you remember that one?
No, I do not.
I don't remember that one either, but we know what happens when you throw ice or salt on ice and it heats up and cracks, and that's how you break up ice. So people are rubbing salt on their arms and then putting an ice cube on it.
That's okay. So stupid.
Probably not going to kill them, so that's not the challenge you want, T.
Whatever. It's exactly. It's fine.
All right, how about
More.
this? Another doctor warned in 2013 against inhaling condoms through your nose, the condom challenge, and trying to pull it out through your mouth.
More.
More.
Now do it with both nostrils at the same time and use Magnum XLs.
Last summer, 2 sets of parents filed lawsuit against TikTok for allegedly participating in a choking challenge, which is known as the blackout challenge.
Yep.
More? Mm-hmm. You want more
Absolutely,
of those?
yeah.
In which people strangle themselves until they lose consciousness. More?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, we used to do that as a kid.
Yeah. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because I remember doing this and passing out.
Yep.
I was over at my buddy Don's house, and it was something like you leaned up against the wall.
Yep.
And took a bunch of deep breaths.
Yeah. You like it. Yeah.
Like,
and then
like really fast deep breaths, and then hold your breath, and then you would just kind of black out. It was something along
like-
those lines. I might
yeah.
be screwing that up.
I'm trying to remember how the fuck we did it. I thought somebody like
Held you or
held you, yeah, like did like squeezed you or something.
Yeah.
What the hell was
oh,
it?
dude, you're talking about like 8 years old.
Yeah,
9 years
kids.
old.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't remember
And
exactly.
that was urban myth shit, or not
Yep.
viral challenges.
No, it was, and it worked. I totally remember being on the front lawn and like that, like if you spin around a bat in a circle a bunch of
Yeah.
times and then try to walk. I remember having that feeling and then hitting the grass.
Yep.
And then coming to. I was
Yeah,
8.
just got knocked out.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if these lawsuits would be successful at all. I mean,
No, not even close. I mean, because who are you going to sue?
well, does
Some
TikTok,
asshole that put it on. That,
does TikTok have a responsibility to not have people lighting themselves on fire?
See, you're going down that slippery slope. Are they
Yeah.
a platform or are they a publisher?
Yeah.
So
Tough one.
yeah, depends on what circumstances are. In this circumstance, there'll be a platform.
Yes. Very true. Oh wait, we're
In
just
the
a
censoring,
platform.
they're a
We don't have anything to do
publisher.
with it. Yeah. 230 doesn't apply on this one. We're just simply here as the platform. Nope.
Yep.
Nothing about us. 2018 Tide Pod Challenge, perhaps the most infamous of all social media challenges. Is that the most infamous? Is the ice bucket challenge count? I mean, that wasn't hurting people, but
but that was different. That was like to raise money for a cause. That wasn't
Yeah.
stupidity of eating a fucking Tide Pod. That's completely
They
different.
do look good, though. I will be honest.
Okay, try one. Let me know how it goes.
I'm not going to try one because I know I'll be duped, and it looks delicious.
I'm going to start the catch a bullet in your teeth challenge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
More.
Yeah, we've got our 130th child this month that is not successfully. No one successfully caught a bullet in their teeth. The Troy Courtney challenge. No one's successfully done it.
They'll keep my name out of it.
So if you're wondering how many people get into this, so these teens start putting the pods into their mouths. Over 12,000 people called poison control in 2017 to report the consumption of Tide Pods. The figure was down 14% from 2015 when a peak of 14,349 people called poison control with Tide Pod concerns.
The writing was on the wall of the fucking level of stupidity that we've reached in this country and our youth, the future of this country.
What would you even compare it to? I'm trying to think of our childhood. Like there's times when we were in high school where we'd go, Ed would have his beater Toyota and we'd be sledding behind it, driving through. I mean, it's a miracle we didn't get thrown into a tree and paralyze
we knew the
ourselves.
risks and we were willing to take them and we were doing it for fun.
We were fucking
This
around.
is next level stupid.
I'm trying to think though if there was anything like, if you remember anything from growing up outside of the pass out thing, whatever that was, the blackout game.
No,
I don't. I
really don't. I have nothing.
There must have been, Troy. There must have been some.
Well, we can sleep on it and try and come up with something. But I don't remember anything anywhere near that.
Walters at DetroitCast.com. If you remember,
other people have way better memories than we.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But I mean, I guess in our day, it's the 21 shots for your 21st birthday. If you can survive that, or a shot of beer every minute.
Again,
for
those are
100
all
minutes.
things that are supposed to be ingested. Maybe not in that quantity.
Right.
Tide Pods are not supposed to be eaten.
Yeah.
On any level.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, NyQuil, this is the equivalent of just slamming a bottle, of NyQuil to get drunk.
Well, when they're talking about toxic fumes being lit, the fumes from the smoke, if you're doing raw chicken.
Yeah.
I get it. But.
The thing I will say I did that was stupid, and I have no idea if it really worked or not. And when I got really shitty weed, that just old Mexican brick brown fucking weed that was garbage.
Yeah.
All stems and sticks.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't get you high. Somebody had told me if you sprayed it with Raid, it would get you higher.
No.
And I think so there was times that I'd spray the weed with Raid.
Oh yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Freon did that one. God,
me and you and Slaughter, dude.
Boy.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
Where it was like
good times.
Whatever you do, don't tilt the can because the liquid comes out. You'll instantly freeze your lungs and everything. You'll die. And we got high as fucking.
Oh, that was the opposite of helium.
Yeah.
Your voice would go down. Yep.
And it was basically whippets, but it was concentrated.
Yeah.
It was for a refrigerator, Freon, and you would just release the gas, but you could do way bigger, a lot more of it than buying little whippet canisters or whatever. And you, me, and Kenny, I remember sitting down in that basement, maybe his house or something.
Yeah, I did a lot.
Wherever we were, and it was like,
cracker.
Dude, you're tipping the can.
Yeah.
Be careful. And we'd be laughing our balls off and be like, give me that, my turn.
Yeah.
Bro, you're tipping the can too.
I was with somebody one time. I was in my car, and we tried to get booze, couldn't get it. Tried to get weed, couldn't get it. Like, fuck it. Let's go to Jeans. Get Freon. No, I get it. And they'd never done it. I'm like, no, dude, it's great. Try it, And I can remember sitting there, and I'm like, all right, here's all you do is And I get done, and I was like, here, take a hit. And they were like, I was like, okay, I'll do it all. And I remember I must have just passed out in the car. And I remember coming to no radio, they weren't saying a word. There's three of us in a car, and I remember coming to and just hearing.
Gross. Oh no!
Yeah, it's just open, and
it's in your lap.
Going, yeah, what the fuck? I had a big burn on my leg because it sat there and just sprayed on my jeans. My jeans were fucking solid. I had this big freezer burn on my leg from where the gas sprayed onto it because it just tipped over.
Oh,
sleeping in the car for a minute.
That was pretty dumb stuff. Do you
Yeah.
remember? Do you remember the lighter thing where you would heat up the lighter and then
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I sure do.
I still have a scar.
I got some.
that's
Yep.
that's one of them, right? That's pretty
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, self-inflicted.
yeah, like I said, I
pain.
mean, if you really thought about it, I'm sure there's different things in there, but nothing that was going to kill you. Well, I guess Freon could have technically.
Freon
But
definitely.
that was just getting high. That's like, I mean, huffing pain or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not a viral
Sniffing
challenge.
markers.
We weren't doing it for fame. We
No.
weren't doing it for any accolades. Everything that we
Yeah.
did, this
we weren't
was-
looking for clout.
No, God, no. Exactly right. I wasn't making this chicken for other people. I was
Yeah.
doing Freon to get high.
As
that
balls.
was it,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And the fucking lighter thing, that was just a fucking tough man challenge. Remember,
Yeah.
you hold somebody's arm and fucking did it for him, and you had to do their
and
take
it would fucking hurt like hell for
Yep.
about 2 seconds,
Yep.
and then it would just.
and then they'd fucking get to do it to you. Like,
Yeah.
all right, my turn, bitch.
I did mine myself.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, really? I just remember holding the lighter to let it heat up,
Yeah.
and then just basically brand yourself.
Yeah,
Is-
I
is
remember
all
doing it.
is.
It was like a thing. You just did. You'd do it to somebody else, and they did it to you.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I remember being over by Melnick's one day,
I got some pretty good scars from it.
and his buddy, I remember had a, what was his name? Adam something? I don't know. I don't know. I won't name his last name, but he was like, "Yeah, check this out." And everyone's smoking,
Yeah.
and he had a fucking gas can out filled with gas, and he takes a hit of his cigarette. He just drops it right into the gas can,
Yeah.
and it just went
Oh.
out.
Yeah.
It's like, if you held that over the
Yeah,
fumes,
exactly.
probably would have exploded the damn neighborhood. But it was like, who tested that first to make sure dropping a lit cigarette into a
Right.
fucking gas
Is
can
it out?
filled with gas?
Boom!
Yeah, but it was like, no, dude, it'll just go out.
Yeah.
And we're sitting
In the
there
perfect
looking right at it, like,
circumstances,
wow,
right.
cool.
But there are some circumstances where that probably would not have happened.
Yeah.
If that hits and sparks up on the way and catches the fumes coming out of the pump, I'm sure that could go horribly wrong too.
Yeah, and we're standing right there, like, duh.
Yeah.
Stupid,
Mm-hmm.
dumbass kids.
So dumb.
Do you think we've had such good like racial terms for certain groups over the years,
Define good.
Well, I mean, you could go with the all-time classic, the N.
Yeah,
As far
sure.
as like wanting to level a punch against someone.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And for decades, the black community has just failed miserably.
Oh, yeah.
To come up with any cracker, cheap suit,
Honky.
and just none of that is so fucking dust that shit off
of
your
it,
shoulder.
yeah.
Nothing.
See-through.
Doesn't mean anything. It's just got no weight behind it.
Yep.
I could rattle off other terms for that community that it would not be good, but
Yeah,
they sting.
Definitely
They
carries
hurt.
a lot more weight.
Do you think Karen is capable of holding its own for a while? Because it seems like calling someone a Karen. I mean, now it's only half the white population.
Yeah.
But it really seems to sting the Karens of the world when they get tagged with that.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes back. If you don't want to be called a cunt, stop being a cunt. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be called a Karen, stop being a Karen.
Yeah. Well, I noticed like Jen will throw that around from time to time.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, all right, Karen, shit like that. And it's like, okay, Jen's even popping off.
Yeah.
I
I mean, it's whether it's got long-term staying power, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it does a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's just stemmed from the I want to speak to the manager fucking haircut lady,
Yeah.
the prototypical Karen, and then it became just
What is it? It's an entitled white woman.
yeah, I mean that's how it started, and then it became. Now it's taken on a sort of a racist term. It's the
Yeah.
Karens that it's the white chicks that are calling the cops on the black guy because he's in the park,
Right.
walking his dog.
Right.
Like, he must have stole the dog.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
This is my park.
That's the story I have today.
So that's
is
what a Karen has
Central Park
evolved.
Karen.
Oh, see, there you go. That's what it's
Yeah.
evolved into. It's not really how it started.
Right.
The Karen was just the bitchy white girl,
Yeah.
that you know what
I
I'm
need to
talking
speak to the
about.
manager.
That chick with the the short hair and the fucking floppy side, the
Yeah.
little bob cut thing.
Yeah. Well, the white Central Park Karen. Do you have to say white when you say Central Park Karen? I mean, isn't that just like
Yeah, well-
saying the same thing?
No, see, that's where it's changed, though, I think. Because a Karen was just a twat. like just a bitchy chick. It didn't have to be a white chick.
Really?
I don't think.
I don't think a black chick's ever been called a Karen.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But that's what I'm saying. That it wasn't a racial thing. The white chick was the prototypical Karen. Karen's just the whitest name ever. So that's how that works, you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't it wasn't based on race as far as white chick against black person. It was just about that twatty, I want to talk to the manager, white chick.
Yeah.
So any black chick that did the same thing would have been technically a Karen.
Okay.
I
think
that's
it's
my
exclusive.
point. It is now.
Yeah.
It's evolved and morphed into that. But that was my point. Is that I don't think that's how it started. Anyway.
Well, so the white Central Park Karen who accused a black bird watcher of threatening her in 2020 has lost a lawsuit against her former employer for firing her after the incident. Amy Cooper claims she was illegally fired and falsely portrayed as a racist by New York investment house Franklin Templeton following the May 25th, 2020 incident. I have audio of it there that we can play, and we can judge a little bit ourselves. The following day, May 26th, Franklin Templeton said in a tweet, which was liked more than 277,000 times, that it performed a legitimate investigation and determined indisputably that Ms. Cooper was racist and terminated her. Okay, how on earth did you do that in 24 hours?
That's
indisputably? You're going to claim someone's racist?
Indisputably. I mean, I've done my own investigation just from pulling up this video, and she's outdoors with a mask on, so fuck her.
She's guilty.
So, I'm not saying she's racist, but she is irrelevant.
Yeah.
And definitely fireable.
Fireable? I thought you said fuckable at first.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, she'd be whining the whole time. She'd be one of those, are you almost done yet?
Watch her just be the biggest freak.
Yeah, right. Cooper's lawsuit claimed there was never a legit investigation, and the company's tweet gave the Karen narrative legitimacy and caused her such severe emotional distress that she was suicidal. I imagine she got global headlines out of that. That would be a little tough.
Yeah, definitely.
U.S. District Judge Ronnie Abrams rejected Cooper's claim that she was defamed when Franklin Templeton and Chief Executive Jenny Johnson made public statements on the incident 3 times saying they did not tolerate racism. Boy, that does seem a little loose with, you know what I mean? When you're talking about someone who's employed for you, like, I'd like to know what you found in this thorough investigation that took less than a day for you to then declare someone a racist.
Yep.
You know, like that's a stretch a bit. I'm not saying she's not a cunt or a Karen.
Right.
You know, mind your business, lady. You know, but you know, to go that far, I'm shocked that. You know.
Well, I haven't heard the audio either. I mean, if she's just screaming N-bombs at him.
No. But
But
I'll play it for you. We'll go through it in a second.
Okay.
Cooper claimed that this portrayed her as a privileged white female Karen. The video went viral. The Manhattan judge also said Cooper failed to prove she was fired because of her race or gender, and without the kind of thorough investigation once done into a male employee's alleged offensive conduct. I don't know what that has to do with it, but because of her race or gender, no, they were saying that she was fired because she was a racist.
Yeah, I thought that was basically what it said.
Yeah. She wasn't fired because she was a white female. That's absurd on its face.
Well, I thought she was fired because of this incident, and then they found, and after the investigation, they confirmed that she was a racist. Right? Is that? I don't think she was fired.
It performed a legit investigation and determined indisputably that Cooper was racist and terminated her.
Okay.
So I'd love to know if they're going on this phone call. Yeah. That's one thing. If they're going, oh yeah, we found her Klan hood in her desk when we checked. Yeah. I'd like to know that. Wouldn't that be nice to know if it was like,
maybe every black person in the office was like, oh, Karen? Oh, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, God damn. Yeah. About fucking time. You just figuring this out?
Yeah. Amy Cooper. So this 2020 video showed her appearing agitated after confronting the bird watcher, Christian Cooper, no relation, same last name. Christian had asked her to leash her dog to comply with park rules. So this is Central Park. It's a massive, massive park.
Yep.
And you have to have your dog on a leash at all times. Sounds like a lot of people break that rule.
I'm sure.
And let them loose. And
you got one of those good dogs that just stays right with you. I'm sure.
This was ironically taken the same day as George Floyd was knelt on to death.
Oh.
It's kind of wild, right?
Yeah, ironic.
Franklin Templeton fired Amy the next day. She was branded on social media as Central Park Karen. Prosecutors charged Cooper in July 2020 with filing a false police report. They did drop the charge 7 months later after she completed therapy that included instruction on not using racial bias.
I'm surprised that her claim against the company wasn't upheld.
I know, right?
I am a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, like
it seems
that's another
reckless.
knee-jerk reaction. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. With the temperature of the country right now, we can't even pretend to comply here.
Right.
You got to go.
You got to go.
You got to go.
And
Optics alone, you got to go.
I couldn't agree more. We know anytime there's a thorough investigation, these things drag on for months. You're telling me within 24 hours, like, then you better be able to show something. You know, she might absolutely be the biggest pain in the ass bitch on planet Earth, but you know, there's lots of those running around.
Sure.
Amy,
And for the record, you know, not that I condone it in any way, shape, or form, it's not illegal to be racist.
no,
It's severely frowned upon,
yeah,
but it's not illegal. It's
No.
not on its face.
Yeah.
You're not breaking any laws.
yeah.
So
By having
what's-
racist thoughts or
Right.
like locking your doors in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean,
or
even if you
crossing
if
the
you have the
street.
worst thoughts in your mind whatsoever, if it doesn't, if it's not affecting your job, you know what I mean? Like if you don't act on it,
Yeah.
it's like going to jail for thinking about killing somebody.
Well, yeah, exactly. Thought police.
Yeah.
You're getting into the Tom Cruise movie at that point.
Exactly right.
Amy Cooper claimed race had nothing to do with the incident. She said Kristen Cooper had a history of aggressively confronting dog owners in Central Park. Let's hear it. I think the video I have, it's hard to find just an unedited one. So I think there's some wording in here we can read, but we'll give you the gist.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
I'm
me.
taking pictures calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Oof. Okay.
Pause at any point.
Okay.
Amy Cooper called the police to falsely report that Christian Cooper, no relation, was threatening her life. So while this video is going, they've
Yeah,
got,
they got subtitles here,
under there.
or you know, not
Well,
subtitles,
just
but-
information, yeah.
Yep.
Because they're just kind of. She's kind of hyperventilating.
Yeah, she's all kinds of worked up.
She's all kinds of worked up, right?
Yep.
She's out
Now,
of breath.
See, this is another one of those situations where you don't know what happened to this point, right? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt going forward. He's the one that's recording the situation, not her.
Right.
Okay. So that already lends me to believe that she's not necessarily in the wrong, but he had a reason to take out his phone. Okay.
Yeah.
And start recording this incident. She's the one that's calling the cops now, but he's the one that's already recording this.
Right.
And she doesn't want to be recorded.
Right.
Right. So she doesn't want to look like an asshole for
This
whatever.
is-
So, but I'd be really
is,
curious to know what led up to this situation.
Well, I think I have a little bit more information I can give you and
Okay.
for context. But this is the.
Well, I
new-
mean, you said
this
that
is
it was about the
move.
leash of the dog or whatever. I just mean
No.
like
There's a little more too.
Okay.
In this is a new trend we're seeing a lot where film every encounter.
Yeah.
Especially in the black community. You're seeing
Yeah,
that anytime
absolutely.
there's a cop, you
Yeah.
get pulled over. A lot of these where we jump in 3 minutes into
Mm-hmm.
a dispute and it's like we're left to
Right.
clean up the mess. We don't have any idea what happened previously.
Yeah.
We've seen this at, Chipotle, where they blew that girl out who was working like double shifts every day,
Yeah.
was a minority student trying to pay through college.
Mm-hmm.
And they branded her a racist because they kept stealing burritos. Like they'd make these burritos for these kids and then they'd run out the door. And when she denied them service or asked them to pay up front, they're like, whoa, you didn't ask the
Yeah.
white guy to pay up front. It was
Right.
like, okay, a little bit of context went a long way here.
Mm-hmm.
After she had to pay out of her own damn pocket multiple times to cover these fucking kids, black kids,
Yep.
stealing the food. So that context mattered. It didn't matter when they were absolutely gutting that woman and fired her. I think they gave her job back and she was shaken to the core. They were fucking with her mom.
Sure.
Horrible stuff.
Yeah.
So
Like I said,
it's
that's-
dangerous in these positions.
You don't know exactly. That's what I said. I don't know what led up to this point, what the conversation was.
Right.
Whether there was some sort of a threat. You can't say for sure because nobody knows. It's he
Yeah.
said, she said, and the only thing we have to go on is this part of the recording forward.
They're apparently in this area of Central Park. So there's bird watching, right? It's almost all nature, the whole thing. There's trails
park.
and it's a giant park,
Yeah.
you know?
I think most people are familiar with Central Park.
I never was.
Okay.
No, I mean,
I've never even been there. I'm pretty familiar with it.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
So they've got all kinds of. You can row boats in a lake over here. You can be barbecuing over here. You can horseback ride over here. Like one of those, like Kensington Park times 100.
Yeah.
And so apparently there's some sort of issue between these bird watchers and these dog people.
Okay.
Because yeah, there's a rule you need to leash your dog. It's a wide open fucking place.
Yeah.
And a lot of people apparently take their dogs off leashes. You can imagine dog sees birds, barks at birds, whatever. If
And
you
let's
don't have
not
control
pretend
of
that, a lot of black people aren't afraid of dogs. I mean, it's
Okay.
just, that's a thing,
More black people afraid of dogs or black people bird watching?
Well, see, that's
a
got to
weird
be.
one.
There's got to be a very. I can't believe that's the majority. That's just a guess. That's total speculation on my part.
Yeah.
But
My mom loves the bird watching.
sure.
Yeah. Big fan of the bird watching. Talk about a snooze fest, but
Yeah.
some
Not
people,
my thing, but there are people that are definitely into it.
So
birdie to me.
if you want to hear the rest of this,
I would love to,
she's
yes.
still worked up. She's
Yeah.
now dialing police. He's filming her.
So, and her dog is on a leash here.
Yeah, and
So-
this is tantamount to dog abuse at this point. She's got this thing by
yeah.
the leash and yanking it around. The confrontation occurred after Christian Cooper asked her to leash her dog in a section of Central
Jesus
Park
Christ, choking the dog.
popular for bird watching
I'm
where
sorry,
leashes
I'm
are
in Atlanta,
required.
and there is a man, African American, he has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
My approach is always to first be polite, tell the rules, and ask for a leash, he told the New York Times. Sometimes you have to push back. If someone tramples on your rights, you push back.
Okay.
This incident garnered swift backlash and accusations of racism. Amy Cooper has since been fired from the firm she worked at and has voluntarily surrendered her dog.
Yeah.
She offered an apology for her behavior. In an interview, she said it was unacceptable, and words are just words, and I can't undo what I did, but I sincerely and humbly apologize to everyone.
Do you though?
Yeah. Christian said if that was genuine, he would accept her apology. Now, to wrap this story up, I didn't like the way she's going, I'm going to call the police and tell them an African-American man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Right.
What does that have to do with anything?
No. Exactly. That's why I said whether or not there was any sort of threat spoken before the recording. So put your dog on a leash or I'll fucking kill you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
She's the one that seems completely unhinged and not him. I don't know. But
historically, this is where you run into stuff like Emmett Till. You know what I mean? Where it's like this black kid whistled at me.
Right.
And I felt unsafe, and then you go murder the fucking kid. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. No,
that's kind of the vibe you get when it's like, this African American man is filming me and he's threatening me and my dog. This African American man, like,
and then you get a mob all ginned up to go find him.
yeah, right.
Get your kosh or whatever. But the difference is she's absolutely wrong here, right? And whatever happened to her, legally, fine, right? And just the public shaming and all that stuff. I question the legitimacy of her losing her job for being a racist.
Yeah, I do too.
I really do. I just
Seems like a cop out.
it
kind of
does.
taking
They
a
just
knee
didn't
on
want to
it.
fucking deal with it,
Yep.
and that's fine. I'm sure it happens. So then, retrospectively, for them to go back and her to file a suit, and I mean, but this is in New York City.
Yeah, and
Who knows? You can't even say what's fucking up or down over there.
and as we know, you can be fired from your job because the fucking grass is green.
That's at will employment, generally speaking. Yes.
So
But
for them, unless they said, "Look, we're done with white women working for this company. You're
Yeah.
fired." Like that's illegal as shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, do that based on race, color, creed, like.
but if you're going to
religious
terminate
beliefs.
it based on an outside incident, not anything work related, then you better be able to truly back that up. Now, and even that saying, okay, we confirm that she's racist, and you can look at this fucking video and just tell she's a racist piece of shit. That's fine. But on what level does that justify you being fired from your job?
Right. Well, here's what I'll say too. According to multiple people, this guy, Christian Cooper, has a history of aggressively confronting dog owners in Central Park. It was Christian Cooper's practice and intent to cause dog owners to be fearful for their safety and the safety of their dogs. He had a history of doing so to people.
Well, that's what I said. So what he said and how he acted before this all happened
is important.
I've been a victim of this of push, and then put the video on and go, you know. So
look at how he yelled at me.
I completely understand how that can go.
She was frightened to death after being selected as the next target of Christian Cooper, an overzealous bird watcher engaged in Central Park's ongoing feud between these bird watchers and dog owners. The legal action cites a previous run-in Cooper had, Christian Cooper, with a man named Jerome Lockett, a black dog owner who frequents Central Park. Lockett told media outlets that Christian Cooper is a dick and probably did threaten her. Sure, we're breaking the rules by having our dogs off leash in a park that has 80% of its area off leash hours, but that gives that guy no authority to accost people in such manner. My two fellow dog owners have had similar situations with this man, but don't feel comfortable coming forward because they're white. They think they'll be seen as a Karen or whatever as well.
Right.
So,
but when you lead with that, you say, hey, there's a man threatening me and my dog. Okay, can you describe him, please?
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's an African-American man in a bike helmet.
yeah. 911, what's your emergency?
There's a black guy.
Yeah.
He's black.
That's the way you should say it. And I don't even know if they're supposed to ask that anymore.
I
but
mean,
it's
you
like
need a description
911
of the perp so that they can look for somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
So if you call and they go 911, what's your emergency?
Like,
you go,
what does he look like? I don't know. I don't see color.
I don't see color. But you should be able. What you shouldn't do is lead with, "There's an African American man harassing me and my dog. He's threatening." Like, no. I feel like I'm being harassed right now by someone in Central Park. I'm just trying to walk my dog.
Exactly.
Okay, what does the individual look like? Well, he's wearing a blue sweatshirt.
She obviously
he's got a biker's helmet
she has
on.
racist undertones because she feels like that is important to that like the cops are going to be like, oh my God, there's a blackie coming after you?
What?
You sound really white.
Holy
We're on our
shit.
way. We'll send our whitest officers over there.
Are you telling me there's a random darkie in the middle of Central Park at this hour?
Right.
Outrageous. We're on our way,
Unbelievable.
ma'am.
It's daylight. It must be a crackhead.
He's not trying to steal your dog leash, is he?
Oh.
We're on our way, ma'am. Hold tight, Karen. We'll be right with you.
I don't know. I don't know how this ends. I mean, I really
Well, it
don't.
ends with her getting shit.
Yeah, but that's
the
just-
lawsuit failed. I don't know where she goes from here. That would be
that
devastating, and it would really suck if really she's not racist in the least.
Which is, I mean,
which is
it's
entirely possible.
It's plausible, I suppose, but just from that, like I said, just the way she says it. But yeah, like I said, that was I led with that. I got to know what happened before that camera turned on. You know.
Yeah, I remember being with someone and watching them. This is pre-Karen days.
Well, not pre-Karen, pre that they called it a Karen.
Yeah,
They've
yeah,
always
yeah.
existed.
Oh yeah. No, and that's what I mean. Like, someone's bagging our groceries, and you got to put the fucking whatevers on top and the whatever, like
Don't put the eggs on don't put the bread on the bottom.
And it was like, I'm gonna speak to your manager, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, who cares? She put the fucking Twizzlers on top of the fucking eggs. Who gives a shit?
Salmonella, bitch.
Let's get out of here. And it's like up to that fucking tall window booth where the manager sits in a Kroger. That woman over there does not know how to bag groceries. And I'm just like,
And
oh my
those
God.
people are just miserable in their own existence.
I'm walking by this fucking cashier and I'm mouthing, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, this is not me. This is the last place on earth I want to be right now, is worried about how well or not well you bagged someone's groceries. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Your privilege is showing.
Exactly.
But,
No, but that's what some people need in their life.
Yeah.
Is just that
Confrontation,
and that cuntiness.
And it does them well in certain situations, I'm sure. Standing up for yourself, there's a fine line between standing up for yourself.
But I mean, there's professionals out there. You know, of course, if there's something that's worth standing up for, you do it. But that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
But hey, this part of the show is going to be brought to you by Janet Davis Cleaners on Woodward and Berkeley. It's family owned since 1938, and they offer free pickup and delivery. They use only the best environmentally friendly cleaning methods, meaning guaranteed odor free. No broken buttons because there's an intact button guarantee. It's a full service dry cleaners, casual clothes, work clothes, wedding gowns, and more. Visit janetdaviscleaners.com or call them at 248-543-0340. Mention TDC, that's us, and get $20 off your first home pickup.
I was trying to avoid some of this, but I just have so much fun. Do you mind watching a couple quick videos? One with Hunter Biden, newly obtained by Daily Mail, and one of his father.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we don't have a ton of time left. So Hunter, let's see, new photos and videos. And by new, I mean they've been unearthed.
Yes, of course.
So they're from 2018.
He's from
I
off the
believe.
laptop?
Yes.
Okay.
New videos show Hunter Biden's wild and debauched parties at a luxury Malibu Airbnb. In the video, Hunter's seen riding across the lawn on a bicycle, stripping naked, sliding down a water slide into a $4,140 per night property in Malibu.
All right.
So just spend $4,000 a night.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, you know, when you got the big guy as your dad,
Yep.
money is no object.
Yep. Yep, the big guy getting his 10% cut. Other pictures show him having group sex, entertaining hookers in his luxury rental hot tub in 2018. They were stored on his abandoned laptop and obtained by Daily Mail.
See, I mean, everything else I have no issues with. It's just, you know, the money trail.
Yeah,
If the,
exactly.
If the money's
Exactly.
good, then fucking good on you, dude. That's fine.
I couldn't agree more. I don't give a shit that he's a crackhead, that he fucks hookers, that he, like, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
Do
right.
you, dog. Do you. Just don't look at him. At how hammered is this guy? Yeah.
Still. Yep.
Yeah, let's just get butt-ass naked here.
Again, no issues.
I know.
Yep. In your backyard, the pool. Going down the water slide.
Yeah, here I come. See him pop up there. Yeah, there he is. You gotta blur out his dick.
Oh, that looks like a riot.
Yeah, it looks like a fun slide.
Sure. Why not?
Nothing to it, man. Sounds just like his dad. How you doing? Look at him showing his ass off.
Are those fucking lines of blow on his fucking tattooed on his back?
Probably. Look at him. How high is this dude?
High as giraffe pussy.
Yeah.
And again, still no issues.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to show off my twerkiness.
What is he doing? Cooking? Is that the grill?
I think so, yeah, like an outdoor kitchen kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I got no issues. You know, I mean, the $4,000 a night thing, you know, yeah, we should follow the money on that, see how you can afford things like that.
Yeah.
They're
not.
On a public servant's salary.
Yeah.
But
you know, he was running around in September and October 2018. Hunter rented lavish vacation homes around LA, including a 6-bedroom villa in the Malibu Hills. That's where that was. He invited a friend of Haley Biden, his former lover, who was married to his brother Beau until he died of brain cancer.
Yeah.
And
And
then
he stepped
he
in.
swooped in, got her hooked on crack, and then they cracked out and fucked all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if something were to happen to G, I can promise you the warden and I will not get a crack habit together and start banging.
I can.
That's, you know, when you put it in terms that you can understand,
Yeah.
like that's how fucked up that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, go ahead.
So he invited his friend, his former lover, and his brother's widow to come party with him. The woman videoed him prancing around the pool naked, slapping his own ass. In another, he cycles his bike across the lawn, ditches it, pulls off his pants. I knew you'd be fine with all that.
Yeah, what's the problem? Having a good time. All
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
So I mean, all that is completely legit.
We've all been there. The problem is you're not trading on your father's name
Again,
to
that's-
enrich yourself.
That's the only issue.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Is
That
the
is.
money. If all of that is of legal gains, then there's no issue whatsoever.
Not a chance in hell.
I'm aware.
Not
$4,000 a
chance.
night.
Yeah. Then there's his dad who looks like he could use a party. Soup faced yet another public embarrassment yesterday when he appeared to get lost while walking off stage.
How's this guy going to survive another 2 years?
I don't know. They're gonna have to juice him full of something. But yeah, look at this. It's just,
Let's see.
it's hilarious. Okay, I'm done with my speech. So
Oh, I mean, that is the old man fucking I'm lost walk.
whoa. Who are all you people clapping? Am I supposed to be here?
Mr. President, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, who, me?
At the end of
Wait.
such a momentous event,
Look at this lost idiot.
the word thank you seems kind of inadequate.
Yeah,
But
lick his
for
balls
all
more,
the
asshole.
Millions
Yeah, where am I
whose
supposed to
lives will
go?
be saved. For the communities where life will be transformed, thank you. So thank you, President Biden, for your
you, President
outstanding...
Thank you. Thank you so much.
President Biden, for your outstanding blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His capacities are declining.
Nah, you don't know that. Just watch him.
Just walk.
ask him.
I
Watch
know that walk. That's the fucking confused old man fucking walk.
Yeah, can we look at it one more time? What's worse, the shaking hands with all his 81 million voters at the same time, the ghost shake?
I don't know if we can.
No, yeah, just hit the replay.
Because it skipped onto the Kim Jong-un thing.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So, yeah.
We all know that old man shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
mean-
Little baby steps, those hands out like this, just lost and confused.
Is that worse than when he was shaking hands with ghosts? It's right up. Shaking hands with ghosts cracks me up.
The end of that thing was like turn and shake hands. So he just knew, like, okay, I have to turn and I have to shake hand. Oh, there's nobody here.
Nice to meet you, ghost. My name's Soup.
Now I don't know what to do.
nice
I
to
walked
meet you,
away from
ghost.
my teleprompter. My instructions are gone.
Yeah, my handlers aren't here. I'm sorry, Ghost. I don't know what to do right now. I'm very, very confused. And then go out with this one. The U.S. Air Force Academy.
All right. They got a new song?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
They should. They should. They're under fire for holding diversity and inclusion training. Love these. That urges cadets to use non-gendered language, scrapping words like mom and dad. Can't have mom and dad.
Oh, poor
Remember
mom
when
and
we
dad.
had moms and dads?
I still do.
Yeah. You're not allowed to say girlfriend or boyfriend either.
Partner?
Yeah.
It's got to be partner.
Which makes everyone sound like a homo, by
Yeah,
the way.
exactly right.
Just for the record.
Yeah, if you say partner, I assume it's a same-sex relationship.
Yes.
It's the whole point of it, I think.
When people say, "Oh, you're doing the show. Who are you doing?" I'm like, Troy's my partner, like on air. Like I have to clarify.
You don't say that.
Yeah. Like there's no good way of saying like this other male is my partner.
Yeah.
Without making it sound like
Let's go with co-host.
absolutely
How about
homo
that?
and out.
That's fine. Let's do that.
Yeah. So Air Force training officials are asking recruits to use generic terms like partner. No,
course.
no, not doing that.
No.
Instead of boyfriend or girlfriend, and parent or parents instead of mom and dad, or caregivers. You could call them
that's a good
your
one, too.
caregivers.
Definitely.
Representative Mike Waltz from Florida, a Green Beret Afghan war veteran, spoke about his feelings. This is absolutely destructive to morale, to unity, to everything that I know from a military that, by the way, integrated way before the rest of the country in 1948. The Academy is recommending that trainees adopt person-centered language using person with disabilities rather than disabled or nuisance.
Yeah. They,
Or transgendered people, service members rather than transgenders.
okay.
Trannies?
We just have to just dumb it all down. That's it.
Y'all?
Just change the rules.
Y'all, folks, and squatties are giving a thumbs up.
Squatties. Fuck is a squatty?
Squatty, like your battalion squad.
Oh, squatty. I was thinking like squat.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So, folks, hey, y'all. Hey, folks, squatties. What you cannot say is, all right, guys, circle up.
Okay.
You know, the
Nope,
problem is
definitely.
is guys there.
Yeah, because I'm sure Oh, who has a problem with that?
Whoever's writing this shit, this garbage.
Exactly.
Yeah. The move is part of a push for diversity and inclusion within the Air Force and other armed force branches. An Air Force Academy spokesperson.
The problem with this inclusion push bullshit garbage that we're fucking dealing with right now is that implies that there's exclusion going on. So
Right.
by saying guys, right, like there's some chick going, what about me?
Yeah.
No, she gets her shit and she goes with the guys.
Yeah.
Right? She's not being singled out.
Yeah.
Like, no, not you, Vag. You stay there.
Yeah.
I
She
said
stands up with the
just the
guys.
guys.
Time out, Vagine.
Like we're supposed to go, all guys and lady.
Yeah.
Let's go. No, let's go, guys. It's time to fucking go.
Yeah.
She gets up and she goes.
And you know what
That's
the
not
military
one that's
readiness
complaining.
the military readiness does not have the time to deal with. All right, guys, let's go. Move it.
All right, folks.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You. This is
Clearly.
Sorry, I don't mean to be a bitch about this, but you said, guys, let's roll, and I'm not a guy.
I am non-binary, so I am neither male nor female.
If you wouldn't mind in the future, again, not to be a bitch, I'm not. I've got a great sense of humor and everything, but please, in the future, and this guy's like pulling his fucking hair out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone just shoot this idiot.
Yep.
So, an Air Force spokesperson said in a statement that the training is to help prepare cadets for any and all future conflict.
Okay.
Are you going to war in California or New York?
Because possibly.
Yeah, right. That's the only place you're going to get conflict. Do you think anyone in China or fucking Russia is going to be like, we took great defense when they said, come on, the guys, the fight is over here. Like, no. Unless you're going to fucking war in Silicon Valley or Midtown Manhattan. So, USAA staff to introduce all cadets to the Department of the Air Force definitions of diversity and inclusion, as well as how these concepts enhance our warfighting effectiveness. And how does that happen exactly? How does this enhance your warfighting?
Does not.
It does, and you don't have to say how. You just have to say it does.
Exactly.
Just say it does.
Right.
The seminar also included diversity of thought experience that required cadets to name as many animals that start with the letter G and then come together with a group to see how many they were able to get individually as opposed to when everyone combined their lists.
Giraffe, goat, guinea pig.
So do you think... Huh? What was it?
I don't know. Gnu.
Gary Gnu?
Yeah. Fucking.
Do you think in a group setting, all of us try to think of words or animals that start with the letter G, we'd come up with more than just one person would?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. It's amazing.
Crazy.
We need to instill that. That's kind of what when I hear my dad talk about his early military days, that's the kind of shit he remembers too. That real morale building, tough.
Definitely.
Goldfish, goat, gazelle, gecko, gerbil, giraffe, goose, gorilla, guinea pig, grasshopper, grizzly bear, great white. Fuck you.
Yeah. See? Bang.
Out. Boom. That's how we do it, T. Oh, how ridiculous. Representative Waltz, spinning back to him really quick. To those of you who are a little bit older, it reminds us of what the Soviets used to do or what the Chinese do today, where they literally have political commisers inserted at every level, end of the chain of to the end of the chain of command, but they have a separate reporting chain to ensure that the military is abiding by their ideology and their political doctrine. Waltz said in a recent interview, he has been in contact with parents and cadets at the U.S. Air Force Academy regarding the lessons. When we are in the majority, we are going to legislate this. We're going to cut this out of the U.S. military.
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah, because we don't want to be training for actual war.
No.
We want to be training for
fourth grade.
Pussy war.
Yeah. See how many letters, animals we can name starting with the letter G. Good shit.
All inclusive.
Mike, your nieces and nephews. I'm surprised the warden hasn't already mutilated them. She's only got Marshall, but no, I don't think we'll get there with her. She's got her wokeness about her.
Yeah,
it comes from a good place.
Yeah,
I love the warden.
Sure,
but yeah, if she starts to cut Marcy's dick off, I think G will have a real problem. As will I.
Might be another body in a suitcase in the desert.
Right, that was at the end of their street, dude. It's like, oh shit, I know that area.
Right there.
Yeah. Yep. Some lady got a little too lippy in the desert.
Sometimes you gotta slap them.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta remind the hen who the rooster is. One night stands. All right, Matt. I don't recognize this name. So okay. Greetings, cult leader. Hey, don't know if you're a fan of Craig Gass comic. I know.
I know the name. I can't picture it. The name rings a bell though.
Yeah. But he's going to be doing a few shows at One Night Stand, September 30th, October 1st, and October 2nd. I'm in no way affiliated with him, except I've caught one of his previous shows. He was pretty damn funny. Just figured I would give you a heads up. Who knows? He could be even a good interview. Keep up the great work. Loving the show with T-Roy. Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate
Matt.
it. Yeah. Stands. It's a great venue too.
It is. It is a fun venue.
Yeah.
So I'll look into that. I'm trying to picture Craig in my head too, but I know who that is. So anyway, all right, let's kill it there, T.
All right.
For us, we'll be back tomorrow with 3G, Greg Henson.
Oh yeah.
Get something on the docket there, and yeah, I'm interested to see his take on the Lions after they smacked around the Redskins last week.
He's gonna have shit to say.
Yeah, he's gonna call us slappies, me a slappy.
Oh God, and then they almost lost it.
Yeah,
they got out to a 20, and then they almost lost it.
Right.
They almost blew it away.
Yeah,
can't win.
Nope.
He's jaded. He's jilted.
You know what, dude? That Eagles team looks super fucking legit. And by the way, Darius Slay is an absolute superstar now. All it took was moving out and getting those years in.
He was there.
He was untouchable the other night.
Yeah.
Absolute beast.
The defensive player of the week.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Offensive player of the week. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Attaboy. There you go.
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah, I think he had 2 picks and he should have had 5. You know, it's crazy. So, but anyway, it makes that Lions loss week 1 to
Look
the Eagles
better.
look a lot better.
3-point loss.
Yeah, because that Eagles team is for real. All right, we'll call it a day there. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. We will be back tomorrow with the
Shit show abortion dumpster fire.
the dumpster fire abortion shit show.
Oh, it's got to end with shit show.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. All right, for regular TDC listeners, have a great rest of the weekend and all that, and we'll see you next week.